Oi, space mates! We are back at day 3 of the 10th Alliance tournament. I am Zastro, your humble tournament servant, here with Lazarus Tellraven, also humble, also a servant. For this match, we have Sleeper Social Cub going up against Babylon 5 ... because two dots are better than one. Both of these teams are coming in with 16 points after last week's matches, putting them in a better position to advance if they win here than some of today's earlier matches. The spaceships have entered the arena, so Laz, tell us what we're looking at.
Babylon is bringing an ECM setup. ECM setup, not haven't done so well so far in this tournament. Then you have the Sleeper Social Club with two Hurricanes, three Jaguars, and an Aeros. One of the big counters to the ECM setup is having nothing but the same race ships, which is unfortunate for the Hurricane side because they have that one Aeros, which they're going to be able to stack all their Glinted jammers on and take out that rep.
Yeah,
Um,
furthermore, Mimitar being the most popular ships that we've seen, well, maybe not, but it seems like there's lots of Mimitar going on. They definitely have lots of Mimitar jammers here.
Yep, the match just started. You're seeing the Hurricanes start powering towards the Rooks.
Both teams did set up pretty far off from the center of the arena, about 40 and 30 kilometers respectively, but they were kind of on the same side of the arena, so they weren't that far from each other. Maybe about 50 km apart going into the opening here.
Yeah, the Hurricanes, like Cyclones that we saw in the last match, they do have two utility high slots that they could use smart bombs, newts, or ganglinks. So they could be getting a skirmish boost to make them go faster, help them catch up to these ships that are at range. But a big thing to point out is that the Babylon 5 team has two Daredevils, which get the 10% bonus to velocity factor of stasis webs. So they do get that same web bonus that the Vindicator gets. They're able to get that 90% web down and slow down whatever's trying to chase after these Rooks.
Yeah, so that one Rifter made it all the way into the middle of the Sleeper Social Club's lineup over on one side of the arena. And as soon as he got there, he started taking damage. And it looks like now he's trying to back off before he gets blown up. Another Rifter taking damage too. Looks like they're going for Rifters right off the bat.
Yeah, these Hurricanes are 425 autocannon fit, so they do quite good DPS. The Hurricane is one of my favorite battle cruisers in the game. It's real beefy, does a lot of damage, and it's probably the most used solo ship for me personally.
Yeah, I love Hurricanes, and it's probably my favorite ship on Tranquility too. We see them all over the place on Tranquility, but we really haven't seen them at all here in the tournament. They've been put aside in favor of Cyclones and other higher DPS ships.
Well, they are a tier 2 battle cruiser, so they do cost more points than the T1s, so that's probably a big factor there.
And First Blood is just scored as one of those frigates from the Sleeper Social Club goes down.
Yep, the Jaguar just died for Sleeper Social Club. You're seeing tracking disruptors being applied from the Jaguars, the ones who looks like the Daredevils. So I'm surprised that Rifter is being able to hold out, but I think these Hurricanes are doing a fantastic, or not Hurricanes, the Rooks are doing a fantastic job to keep these Hurricanes and other ships jammed out.
Yeah, we're seeing lots of ECM going across the field, so a lot of this match is going to depend on who gets lucky in hitting and missing those jams and can be able to put some DPS out between their locks being broken.
Yeah, it's interesting because a lot of teams when they come into these matches they will fit some sort of like remote ECCM, that way they can help out their teammates, boost up that sensor strength, get the jams off. Looks like one of the Hurricanes dropped off jams for a second, but now it's being attempted to rejam it now. So I mean they can't get their Hurricanes unjammed long enough to do the DPS they need to kill these guys, it looks like.
Yeah, and the teams are kind of lined up on different sides of the arena. All of the Babylon 5 teams are kind of sticking together on one side, and the Sleeper Social Club ships are all sticking together on the other. And right in the middle, there's a little bit of a scrimmage with that Rifter who's locking down Jaguar, and they're all kind of floating around those Hurricanes in the middle.
Yeah, like they are at range from each other. These Hurricanes, like I said, are autocannon fit, so it's interesting that they're not trying to get on top of these guys and web them down. That way, once they are unjammed, they can apply damage.
Right, well, I mean, even if they could get on top of them, they're having an issue getting locks because they're being jammed by these Rooks. Maybe they're trying to knock out these Rifters before they deal with those Rooks. I'm not really sure.
Yep. The Jaguar has a 444 slot layout, so it has room for plates. It has room for a little bit of tank. Um, but let's see, and it looks like they might be afterburner fit. Let's see. No, he's doing about 1700.
So the ships are all maneuvering around, taking shots at each other, just trying to do what they can between the jams connecting. It looks like right now one of those Jags is about to get knocked down.
Yep, he's in up. There he goes.
So another ship down for Sleeper Social Club. They're being locked down pretty well by this Rook team. ECM teams don't do a whole lot of DPS. Mostly it's a defensive setup. They're just trying to keep themselves from dying so they can slowly chew down their opponents, and that's about what they're doing right now.
Yeah. Another great thing about these Daredevils is they actually are quite high DPS ships with the neutron blasters. They are a Mimitar Galente frigate. Mimitar Galente faction frigate, so they do have bonuses from both sides for the hybrid turrets.
Yeah, Daredevil's very high DPS, but like all frigates, they can be very crunchy, especially because they have to get in so close to do their damage. I wouldn't want to get this close to an autocannon Hurricane, but if the Hurricanes are jammed and can't get anything locked on those Daredevils, it keeps them pretty safe to do their DPS up close.
Yeah, it looks like they got a hold of one of these Rooks. It's half armor, but these arrows is picking it back up to full as some more of these jams hit. Yeah, it looks like they got on jam for a second, got some webs and newts on it, but it wasn't enough to get it down quick enough. I think if they would have been able to get that Rook down, they would have been able to take this match.
Yeah, that would have been a crippling loss to lose half their ECM damage, but it's pretty tough to chew down through those Rooks before the Aneros can catch up with the reps, and then a jam hits them again and they lose all their DPS at all. It can be very frustrating to deal with these ECM teams, especially if you did not bring a setup tailored to counter ECM yourself.
Well, also what's important to note is the Hurricane does have a drone bay, has 30 megabit of bandwidth for its drone capacity, but I don't see any ECM drones.
I saw more drones at the beginning of the match. I think the drones have been targeted and they've been popping the drones.
Yeah, that is most likely what the Daredevils sorted out with getting those drones off the fields. But if they were able to get some jams off of ECM drones, the Hurricanes might have been able to give them a little bit more leeway at getting across the field, getting DPS applied.
Well, the Hurricanes have been running around with what appears to be damage drones, so I don't think they've brought any ECM drones from what I saw, although I wasn't looking at the beginning of the match. So,
yeah, I have seen only damage drones, so I don't think they actually packed ECM. I think that was a big mistake on their part.
So one of the Hurricanes is now in low armor. It appears that his buddy Oniros is not able to get any reps on him, and he's going down. Having the Rooks able to lock down the logistic ship and keep those reps from getting all of his buddies is going to be the difference in winning when you have such low DPS.
Yeah, I think that was a key point in this match was that they had all Mimitar ships besides their logistic ships, so both those Rooks probably just laughed, put both their Galente jammers on the arrows and forgot about it.
Mm-hmm. And because Mimitar is, again, among the most popular races that we see here at the Alliance Tournament, they surely had plenty of Mimitar jammers to keep the rest of the ships jammed too. Having two Rooks to deal with only 6 ships, it's pretty easy for them to keep everyone locked down if they don't have ECCM or something else going on to help them out.
Yeah, but like I said at the beginning of the match, ECM teams so far haven't done extremely well in the tournament for the last weekend. And I think even today there was another ECM team brought that lost. So I think this might be the first ECM team to win today.
One of the problems with ECM teams is once they lose 1 or 2 of their ECM ships, their whole setup can collapse like a house of cards. But Babylon 5 ... has been able to keep all of their ships alive, and because they've been able to keep them all up, they've been at maximum effectiveness this entire match.
Well, the Hurricane, you can shield tank it. It has four mid slots, I believe. So they could have maybe brought some sort of shield setup, but I think this setup wasn't very well thought out. They could have been more effective with the mids on the Jaguars.
Yeah, again, and that's a big problem with relying on a logistic shift to keep you alive instead of doing the spread out ACE, SB, local tank setups that we've seen other people been using here to great success in the tournament. If the logistics ship gets locked down or killed really quick, there goes all your tank, and it's just a matter of time until you get grinded down into nothing.
Yep. So only the logistics ship left for Sleeper Social Club. This match,
However,
I think could have gone either way at the beginning, but once
however,
they get
here's another problem with ECM teams. There's only 40 seconds left in the match. I don't know if they can get this Oniros down by the end of before the clock runs out. And if they don't get the full points from this match, they may not advance to the group stage, even though they won today.
It does have the ASB fit on the Scenaris, which is a very strong tank fit for the Scenaris. The ASB has been doing extremely well so far in the tournament.
Yeah, so only a few seconds left. They're on top of them, and I don't think they're going to get them down. Even though Bab 5 is going to pull out the win, they're not going to have enough points to advance.
Yeah, only 38 points. That logistics was the last set of points that they needed. And they're not going to be able to get it down. It has plenty of charges.
Yeah, there it is. The match is over. They did not get them.
The match is over.
Is that what you expected?
No, like you said, the ECM setups low DPS. But I definitely expected the Hurricanes to win this match.
Yeah, I felt better about them at the beginning. But that'll do it for this match, and we'll see you guys again for the last match of our day coming up in about 10 minutes.